Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope that you're all fine by the grace of Allah Almighty. I'm Aqsa Malik and I'm the teacher of history in the senior wing. Today I welcome you all in the week 4 lesson of history, and today I'm having very interesting topics to discuss with you. So let's proceed. First of all, I would like to share with you the objectives of the study. So today after the lecture, you would be able to define the Reformation and its significance, and then you will be able to define the 30 years of war in Europe and about the Age of Enlightenment. So our first topic is Reformation. So what does Reformation means? Reformation means improvement in existing form of the institution. So from the name we can infer that here we are talking about a certain change. In the historical perspective, Reformation means a religious movement which began in 16th century to reform the Catholic Church and resulted in the creation of Protestantism. So now you all must be thinking that what was this religious movement, and what is the Catholic Church, and what is the meaning of the Protestantism, which is a very difficult word to pronounce, by the way. So I'm going to answer all of your questions, and I hope that by the end of the lecture you would be able to pronounce Protestantism. So I would like you to repeat after me what we call this word: Protestantism. So what was the Catholic Church? As you can see in the picture, and this is actually the picture of the Roman Catholic Church, which was formed during the time period of Renaissance, and it was quite significant in the European history because it was not only the church, but it was the most dominating authority of the state at that time. And why it was the dominating one? Because it was not just playing the religious part, but it also was playing a huge part in the political system as well. So what happened that during the 16th century, the church came under the evil of corruption, and the most controversial one was the selling of the indulgences. Now, what does indulgences means? It means to reduce the amount of the punishment. Basically, the church and the pope, they made people to believe that if they want to, get free from the punishment of the sin that they have made in the world, that they can simply get themselves free from it by paying money to the church. It means that if you have committed a sin, and in order to avoid punishment in the afterlife, by simply paying the money to the church, you can reduce that punishment. So what happened that as the result, the Europeans, they started to question the authority of the Catholic Church, and a small movement, a small protest began in the European countries, and that protest gave rise to the new faction of Christianity, and it was called as the Protestants. So from the name we can infer that the people who were involved in the protests, they come across with a new faction of the religion, and that was the Protestants. So after the Reformation, the two factions of one religion, the Christianity, was formed. One was the Catholics and other was the Protestants. So these two were the main dominating figures of the Reformation. One was the Martin Luther. Who was the Martin Luther? He was a Catholic monk, and he was from Germany, and he was the man who for the first time questioned the authority of the church. And the second very dominating name was the John Calvin. He was a French lawyer, and he was very dominant in the second wave of the Reformation. So dear students, our next topic is the 30 Years' War. 30 Years' War began in the Central Europe during 1618 to 1648, and it was one of the most deadliest war of the European history. So how it started? Basically, in 1619, Ferdinand II became the emperor, and right after coming into the power, he made Protestants to move towards the Catholicism. As we have discussed about these two factions in the Reformation, that the Protestants were formed. So what happened that Ferdinand, he made Protestants to leave the Protestantism and move towards the Catholicism. So during the Reformation, a certain change was made in the European states, that religious freedom was given to the people. But when Ferdinand came into the power, he tried to curb the religious freedom. And finally what happened? that tensions created between the two factions. And who were the two factions? The Catholics and the Protestants. So Catholics and Protestants, they came face to face with each other and they started fighting, and their fight resulted into 30 years of the deadliest war. So initially it was a very small protest, and that protest changed into a religious civil war, and finally it changed into a violent struggle for power in the Europe. So what was the power struggle? Basically, when this war changed into a larger level, or reached up to the largest level, it involved the princes of the states into it, and every prince of the state was trying to expand the territory. So the religious war changed into a power struggle in the Europe, but it turned into the most deadliest war. Why? Because it resulted in the 8 million deaths, and about 25% population of Europe died due to plague. What is the plague? It is a disease, a deadliest disease, and it was called as the Black Death. And it spread during the 30 years of war, and the governments failed to pay their attention towards this because they were involved in the power struggle. So what was the impact of the 30 years of war? The war ended in 1648 with the signing of the Peace of Westphalia. What was the Peace of Westphalia? It was a treaty. It was an agreement which was signed between all of the European princes, and finally they agreed for the peace. So the war ended in 1648. The first thing, or you can say the first part of that agreement, was to ensure the future religious liberty for the people. Now the European nations and the princes, they wanted to ensure that in the future they don't come across with any religious war, because they already suffered a lot from it. So the first reform that they made was the religious freedom of the people. And then another huge impact of the war was the population reduction. The population of Europe reduced drastically due to the war, famine and disease. And finally there was economic crisis. Why there was economic crisis? As you already know that before the Reformation, there was the time period of Industrial Revolution, and a huge progress was made by the European countries. So because of the 30 years of war, all of that economic progress ended. So it came with a huge economic crisis. And finally, it was the large major religious war in the European history. It also put an end to the violence. So our next topic is the Age of Enlightenment. What is the Age of Enlightenment? It was an intellectual and philosophical movement that began in 18th century. Now dear students, during the 17th century and even before that, the people of Europe used to follow a traditional pattern of life. What does traditional pattern of life means? That they used to follow certain cultural norms, the traditional norms which their ancestors had left for them. Similarly, they used to follow the church, because church was pretty much involved into the politics. They were involved in the lawmaking. So what happened that they used to follow a traditional way of life which was quite static. But what happened that because of the Industrial Revolution, because of the developments that they made during the Industrial Revolution, people started to think that they can have much successful life beyond these traditional ties and beyond these cultural ties. So what happened that they started to get inspired by the logical reasoning. They started to spend their life outside the limits of their traditions and the cultures. So finally what happened? That they started to promote the ideas of liberty, the progress, the tolerance and constitutional government. And another huge change that came during the time period of Enlightenment was that the church and the politics, they got separated. Now, previously, the church used to involve into the politics, but now the church and the politics, they become a separate entities. Now, church would not involve into the politics. Similarly, another huge change, a great change that came in the Europe was that the European society got liberated from the feudalism, from the evils of monarchy and from the powerful church. And finally, they encouraged the equality, they encouraged the independence, they encouraged the freedom of speech and the liberal values. So there are some of the notable personalities of the Enlightenment period. The first is the Isaac Newton. He was a very prominent figure, a key figure of the scientific revolution at that time. Then there was the Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Jean-Jacques Rousseau was a Genevan philosopher. He gave a political philosophy which influenced the progress of the Enlightenment time period. And the last one was the David Hume. He was a Scottish philosopher and he also played a huge part in the era of Enlightenment. Now, dear students, I hope that you must have understood all of these topics. Now, you're all supposed to read these discussed topics from the book. If you have any questions or any kind of query regarding the topics, then you can ask from your respective teachers. Thank you very much for today. Stay at home and stay healthy. Allah Hafiz.